the Young Writers Association's upcoming event. That is, of course, the National Storytelling Competition, which have been ongoing. Now, the finals have been set or slated for on the 28th of June 2022, and the members are here to help us understand what are we to expect on the 28th of June, and how, what have been some of the developments or activities that they have been engaged in leading to the final. So we are talking about that to the end of the program. So you can stay around or stick around for that. su ko defee mbokk yi ñu dellusiwaat ci programme bi comme niñ ko daan defee saa yi nekk xam ngeen ne wax nañ ne suba bu nekk da ngeen di ànd ak ñun te xam naa ne taamu ngeen ko lool. Su ko defee gannaaw waxtaan bu am solo boobu dañoo continuer programme bi léegi nag wax ci leneen lu amati solo li nga xamante ne lu am solo la ci réew mi ndax ay ndaw yi nga xamante ne ay bindakat leen nekk ci réew mi ñu yàgga def lu am solo. Ñoom ñoo doon def jongante seen biir ci wàllu li nga xamante ne mooy ay lépp joxe ay story telling ak yu mel noonu. Ci competition boobu daanaka yëf yi àgg na ci coppaandaw gi. Ñu ngi war a dem ci final si ci ñaari fukki fan ak juróom-ñett weer buñ nekk ni di juin. Moo tax ñu dalal leen fii war a waxtaan ak ñoom ci waxtaay yi ci lan lañ war a mën a séntu ci bés bi ak ñoom seen bopp mbootaay bi. Ñu xamal ñi ci tuuti rek taxawaay bi ak lan mooy seen jubluwaay ci réew mi na ay ndaw lañ te ñun dañ see sawar ndoor wax ci ndaw waaye surtout ci li ñooy bay ci réew mi. Su ko defee loolu mooy nekk waxtaan bu mujj tey ci jotaay bi ñu dalal leen. I'm very much happy to welcome our guest, to start with, of course, the SJ, Keba S. Joara. Good morning, and thank you for joining us for the first time in this program to talk about your association, but of course your upcoming final slated for the 28th. Say hi to our viewers.
Hi everybody, I'm very pleased to be here. Thank you very much for having us here to give us a bigger publicity towards our event. It's definitely a pleasure.
All right, thank you, SG. Of course, Keba, he's not alone. Of course, you can see he's with the PRO, the mouthpiece of the association. That is, of course, Mr. Jata Ansu. Good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I will allow you also to extend your greetings to our viewers.
Good morning.
Yes, use the mic, please.
Good morning, everyone following the program. And I'm Ansu Jata, as you rightly said, the IPRO of the Young Writers Association, the Gambia. And we are so much pleased for the honor.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Thank you for coming. And of course, we are equally very much glad to have you here today. By the way, you know our platform is very diverse. I know, like you said, we will just brush the things as we move on. But to start with, yes, we are talking about national storytelling competition. Let me start with the SG first. Tell us about this year's competition. How have been the competition going? We are talking about the finals. We'll talk about the preparations and what to expect in the finals in a moment. But first, when did the competition start this year, and how has been it unfolding since then? Just a recap of the competitions this year.
All right, thank you very much for that question. It is the first time ever in the Gambia.
Okay.
Yeah, we opened the competition in April. It was during Ramadan.
Yeah.
Yeah, we thought of making it a national thing, like let the whole nation come out and attend the competition. But we realized that bringing the whole nation once would be very difficult. So we decided to first make it online. Like let everybody submit their stories online. And then we have judges like Michael Hamadi Seka and another lady who is actually in America, but a very good storyteller. So we contacted them to be the judges. So they chose a certain number of people who qualified for the event itself, and we held it at the Alliance Française. Last month on the 18th. So during this event, we had a lot of performances by these kids.
Okay.
You know, we want to take this storytelling to another level.
Okay.
Like when you go to the literary world, they call it avant-garde. Like bringing in new strategies and new innovations into something that had been existing. Okay. So national storytelling is something that covers the whole nation. That's why we call it national. Okay. We want to revive the storytelling, the nature, the culture of storytelling in the kids.
So you have representatives from the length and breadth of the country?
So we have people all the way from Upper Badibou.
Fantastic.
Yeah, who came for the semi-finals because they had a very good story. Yeah, we want to bring this back. You know, today kids spend a lot of time watching TVs or on their phones, social media, playing games. So we want to bring back these stories that will, bring back the moral lessons that our elders used to give us through these stories. Yeah, so when we organized the semi-finals, it was a very big success.
Okay.
Yeah, very big success. So we want to stage our finals, and our finals will be accompanied with the awards ceremony. So all the participants who join will be given a certificate, and the winners will be given a very fat prize.
All right, and how was the experience like, being your first time organizing such a competition nationwide per se? Was it a challenging one, or was it a tough one for you, for the Young Writers Association, or you got the support that helped you to make it more of a very well organized one? How was it like, the experience?
Yeah, it was challenging, of course. Yeah, because it is the first time, as we mentioned earlier. Yeah. But again, we were very much prepared, and we have a very good coordinator who is a very good event planner, Modulamin. So he actually, I don't know, would I say he's a prophet? Because he will tell you, let us expect this, let us expect this, and the good news is, whatever he tells you, let's expect this, most times it comes. So he's very good. He guided us a lot in that. But we have challenges. But we were able to overcome most of these challenges. And today we can say, thanks to Allah, we are planning the finals, which we hope that would also become a success.
All right. Yeah, Mr. Piero, let me come to you now. I know you help us on the preparations in them, like I said. But then, you were the mouthpiece of the association in organizing this competition, being the first time, and you needed the message to go out there to the relevant stakeholders, to the young people, to attract attention. How was the interest like from the young people to come forward and show interest in participating in the competition?
Yeah, actually, for the first time, you expect that people's interest because of their maybe little or no knowledge when it comes to storytelling, but the old people know how much it feels like narrating stories. So we had made the best use of our today's modern day ways or means of
tools,
sending information. We share it all over. And first, when the semi-final was, those who attended the semi-final will tell you they've seen magic. They've actually seen magic that day. And this is to tell you, this is one thing that had, from the semi-finals to now, this is one thing that had even motivated a lot. But prior to that, it was like a very much discouraging thing, like you said. For the first time, when something is introduced to you, you are like, what are these people talking about? Storytelling. What important those storytelling has. So that even has affected the turnout for the semi-finals. But those who attended the semi-final, and then thank God there was coverage and people follow online on the status. We had to share it for people to see that this is something that young people need. This is something that the Gambia need. In fact, this is something that the world need. And since then, people became so much mesmerized. They feel almost spellbound. They are like, wow, this is something great that we've missed. And since then, they turn out like, and the interest that have been shown towards it is becoming greater. Or let me say, it's great, just unimaginable.
Yeah, during the semi-finals, I saw, like you said, Morlamin, sharing some of the status. I saw some dignity that attended the occasion, and like you said, they were all enticed as to what they saw on the ground. So how were you managed to get such a people on board, and of course organize such an event at the semi-final stage? And we are not even talking about the finals yet, but just at the semi-final, it was such a very interesting event. It was
wonderful. Those dignitaries that were present knew the knowledge, the wisdom embedded in storytelling. That's why the young people might not very much appreciate this competition at the first place. But you see the elderly people, they will tell you when they are very much young, everybody wants to narrate a story, especially the old people will want to narrate stories to them. It is not only about the joy or the sorrow and the so forth that you receive at the end of the story, but the wisdom embedded in the stories. That's what we believe must have motivated those dignitaries to say, hey, these people, exactly, they are up to something, something great. They are cooking something great for the world. And that's what I want to believe, what motivated them. And people like that, and we should embrace them anywhere they are. And I want to believe that is one key thing, because they already have knowledge of the wisdom embedded in storytelling. And that's what I want to believe with the help of Mod Lamin, because Mod Lamin is someone who, my brother rightly said, a prophet. When I said prophet, people please do not misquote.
Yeah, misunderstand. But they should understand from the angle
what we mean. We are figuratively using prophet. Yeah. Maybe the language people will understand better what we mean. So Mod Lamin is somebody who is also well connected. I'm very much sure he played a very much big role here in putting the message as it should be, and that when those people received the message, they knew exactly where Mod Lamin was driving at. He is the one behind. He's the engine here, and that's what I want to believe must have motivated those people, because they knew the wisdom embedded in what we are doing, and this is what I have no doubt that must have motivated them to come, and we are expecting a lot of them in our finals.
All right. What is the mode of communication before my fellow colleague will come in here? Are you only, you use the English language for the participant to tell or to narrate their stories or whatever, or you use the local language, or is it depend on the participant, or how does it, how do you do this? Is it open? Let's say if I feel like, if I'm comfortable telling my story in full, for example, I can come and narrate it that way, or is it based on English language? You go there and write your story, and then maybe and come and narrate it in the presence of this viewer. So how do you organize these things?
Yeah, the language is open.
Okay.
To feel our culture.
Yeah.
And there are certain
because you're talking about norms and values.
Values.
And I think that's quite very interesting and important here.
Because that's what we want to rejuvenate. This used to be things that our elderly people had enjoyed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the young people are being deprived of these beautiful cultures, in in storytelling, because they don't have the opportunity to be told stories. So when you look at the language, it's open. Some narrate their stories in Mandinka, some in Wolof, some in Serer, some in Saraule. And when we talk about storytelling, we want everybody to be involved, and that's why the language is open.
Okay.
We do not restrict ourselves to only English language to say, okay. Moreover, when you look at the populace of our country, how many of them can speak English, especially the elderly people who actually know what storytelling is all about? When you said storytelling, what's it all about? The young people can only come here and say, okay, I have a story. Maybe pick somebody's, go read somebody's story, come and narrate to you in English. And at the end of the day, you not very much understand. Okay. But the language is open.
And the message itself.
Yeah.
All right, that's quite very important. Before we get to the preparation now, leading to the final, Monyang, dégg nga gars yi wax nañ xam naa ne comme ñoom ñaaree seen wolof yi ñu ne taxut dañ foog ñu gaañ ko nag xam naa ne ci waxtaan bi ñu waa ak man diggam yooyu waaw exactly léegi ci lu ñoo wax xam nga ne tudd nañ fi ki nga xamante ne moom Lamin Sow bu nga foogoon ne sax moom la dañ ko dee bàyyi xel ci taxawaayam ndaw la waaye nag foog naa ne ci lu moo def xale yi nii soo gisee ñu ko joxee exemple ñëpp xam ne ci lu mu leen taxawee dafa am solo waaye suñu waxee lépp daanaka jongante xale yi ñëw ku nekk di joxe li nga xamante ne mooy comme na nga ko xamee jamono maamati maay nii di tey xanaa jamono léegi moo xala soppaki tuuti rek léegi ay léeb ak yooyu taalin taan leen li ko gars yi di wax so yooyu dafa ma wàññeeku ñoom ñu bokkoo indiwaat tey ban jàngat nga ci mën a am.
waaw am na solo bu baax a baax. maa ngi nuyu Modou Lamine. suma xarit la dama ko like because ndaw man dama bëgg ndaw bu am xam-xam. ba pare di ko jëfandikoo. so moom ci la nekk te xam naa ne lu mu bëgg yàlla dina ko defal because ñi jël nañ exemple si moom ba ñëw. den fu maa ñëwee rek mooy ne dama bëgg a trop pour respect aada réew mi. parce que ñun school système bi aada bu ñu fa defal ñu koo jàng moo ñu yaaxatee soo ay ndaw suñu jógee. ñëw bëgg a indi story moo taxoon bu mu waxee culture ma kontaan. li ma ko doon laaj mooy story yi ñoo indi daal dafa relate ak suñu aada ak cosaani réew mi ba ndaw mun see deferoo parce que ñun time boobu donte la duñ mag noonu. waaye léeboo lippee ni dafa am lu mu doon def si ndaw.
message bu fort moo fay nekk
maam di la ko defal. weer bi si génnaan maam nekk si ëtt bi reer ñoo xam cere la o lu munta nekk. maam naa léeboo lippee am na ko demoon te it's very important. so those kind of story alko woleta more or because I related our culture. The
PR, anyone for you can respond that. Are you focusing on the culture side? Because You can respond that in Mandinka, by the way, because if your Wolof is not
Wolof
strong.
or just the story of our
Because you talk about the values.
or our cultures.
Yeah,
What
now,
happens?
now,
Why?
now for him.
Huh.
Okay, you prefer it in the local
No,
language.
whatever.
in the
You,
local
you go
language.
ahead.
Okay.
Speak Manding.
All right. Talent competition on yung ake nyameng coming open telephone in that sense also. Coming up for nyameng like in literature more for in avant-garde. Like you are bringing new innovation. Eka kukutol ta kadun di kuro me along a meta ke kan. So talent on nyimbe nyameng ning mel lafta as a talent on no mama bulle. Ay nanang afu talent ngaso sulu ni sanne ayo talent sifanyilla. Barning adiata mo fane asala on talent on bondi no afongo yele aya narrate. But mole topico dilale me along comme isaje mol kana findi bake wo kono. Comme isa mole men ko wolom Gambia Gambia la fanko culture nying it is a treasure. So that is what we want the kids to come up with. So if you come, it's a talent about from anywhere, but let it be something me along abe mol karandila na culture la, abe mol murundila back to na culture la koteng. Yeah, so but with time, come nga fu nyameng ninga nim nyi jibe ekaje annual. Welling sango sanga nyanta kelale. Wala munto la natodi. So nimba ke kan jari, mbe topic do fana natelale. Baro mam min coming ni nata nang inyanda ka ifan sun talingo da mal nati nang ba se talingo bodi no dula do ay ka talingo de mi alon karam bunda be tarra jele dindingol se karan no je ke bale karanje ite fo ngoy karanje ya lon talingol bu ka fa kensenge dalilul le bala hay ba jela sa ninga opondi sa mo se talingo bodi nan no dawo dale fa buta na Gambian culture to wande te fo ngola mira warando ya mira no ya bondi dula do par ay ka fendi mi alon be karan na jele anin na topico fana sitano fana so na jojolo ko le jibe o criteria jibe.
That's very good. My second question is alka under ministry juma. So what ministro aka tol makoy or what?
Okay, wo fana mu very good question already. Young Writers Association ninga jibe ndolbe lori nyamenteng unta fula nombe lori ministry kilinda malakon. But ministry me alom bak tanklam bak tentula bak kennega wala ministry of tourism and culture and ministry of youth and sports. Ebe mol makoy kam bakele they give us expert advices and sometimes ika mol makoy ning kudo la me alo logistics and sponsors me along fongol ta bi handle la non fongol ye and de nyina la non na makoy la bal fongol la mela wala fongol ba kol be nyaato National Center for Arts and Culture. Yalong national storytelling we murundi come back to culture. So wala tina Dr. Hasum Sise na meet several times and I kuwenyi nga support back le maje mola semi-finals and ata nanje I speak nta ka di mo laje ke mo motivate ka tan la ko nyim mun tol fongol talde nga ku jamal tatuwa bulu bari storytelling o mun fongol talde.
Absolutely.
So we have to go back to it. Yeah, comme ninga Gambia la arts industry jibe nga nyim fo mo le dula jamado musiciano ni jibe sayang mo safo no wollote fangal yel musiciano ka concert commande stadium mo la ka fa so wollotale so ni nata nang other areas for let's say poetry champion chami jana fandile penchami hall fandile you understand so ye pental fanan soto level fanan bakane all the different arts they are all doing well but it's like one part is been missing, the circle is not complete. So what learning wo storytelling so
and you want to fill that gap, saying.
Very good.
Okay.
So ningo not saying everything is completed now. So we can say Gambian arts is definitely a complete one.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Just quickly, Piaro, final. Let's talk on the preparations now. At what stage are you leading to the finals on the 28th? Piaro.
Currently, we are working on first for the message to be across, and that's for a reason we have to come here for you.
Publicity.
For publicity. And also we are working on our tickets, just to tell people that tickets also will be very set, and they can contact my boss. The number will soon be given. And also calling on the participants to be so much ready for it, and also the whole country we are inviting to grace this great occasion. Like you said, we've talked about a great thing here that has to do with the rejuvenation of our culture and our norms. You can see how much those ones are very much important. Like my boss rightly said, when you look at our school system, this is something that I've been lacking. That's why at the end of the day, so people will graduate with degrees, but yet the attitude is not there.
Yeah,
and this is what the Gambia need. And my boss also, my SG also said, when you look at a lot of things we are able to manage to grab from the West, but when you look at this storytelling, it's our own thing. This is our own thing, so we have to nurture it, we have to cherish it like our own thing. That's why since after the semi-final, we've been working very much hard. As we speak, we are working on the publicity and also calling on people, and also to tell them to be so much set with their stories, as this is something great. We want to.
Now, I just want us you to tell us about the tickets. Is how much if somebody want to be there, and also where is the finals taking place, and how many finalists do you have or are going to compete during the finals in 20? Do you have the list?
My number for the tickets.
No, the tickets. Yes,
the tickets. The advance ticket is 75.
75.
Yes, and at the gate, it's $100, and VIP.
125.
Yes, VIP 125, and the event is taking place at Alliance
Even
Francis.
for ministers or directors, the big boys is 2,500. No, those will have to come with something envelope. Big envelope.
I'm very much sure the ministers are listening, and I'm very much sure this is our own thing. They will support it without even telling people how much they are giving.
Okay, so you want surprises as well.
Yes.
So how many finalists do you have?
8 of them.
Eight of them, yes.
8 of them.
Yes.
Okay.
They are all from the Greater Banjul area?
No, some are all the way from Jane Sanjal. That's
it's a national
province.
event.
It's national, like we said.
And some from LRR.
LRR.
So I want to hear it because I'm not from.
Come, yeah. And then which place? Where is the finals taking place?
It is taking place at Alliance Francis.
Alliance Francis.
Just
what time is it?
Kairaba Avenue. It will start in 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock.
At whatever time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you wouldn't want to predict because it's final.
Yes. Let's say it's starting 3 o'clock until Mama call.
There you go.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and finally, just you do in Mandinka to remind us against preparations and what are we to expect on the finals. Like the PR have said, ticketing is the prizes, and of course the number of finalists, and also probably the people that you want to invite the program on the final note.
Okay, Abaraka Bake, going in Mandinka.
Yes, in Mandinka.
Yes. Finally, you preparation okay can because yalo nyinem first one come to babol kama fo. The first impression is a lasting impression. Moye je nyame first time ake mura wala nyama all the time.
Absolutely.
So mola finally you prepare kan abala bakele fo. Follow be l'Africa ticketol wafi advance ticketol kendege but lafta kala ticketol mi alon studentol sa sanno because lafta ka studentol natina ne kendege yalo yetolem sama ke balde so wala na ticketol ni ngada so ni 75 ngamira han ngol fon so sanno le isi nanno le ngaje fande ni mun to lel tati Young Writers Association be mu dinni ngol le so muy to le tati wala ku follow nyinde ticketol la ko nyi flanjango fana nga leta sol sen moliele mela lonko imo speaker lede wanto positional le be bulu Gambia jang presina nang ening diningol le nyomoy e diam diningol le ya spiritual di so abol kono nga honorable minister of tourism and culture soto jele honorable Hamad Ba. We also have honorable Bakari Baji from the Moist Ministry of Youth and Sports. The speaker Dolphina Sodamianko, one of them is from the National Assembly. We also have Honorable Momodu Sabali to come and give us speech. Fongali alone ne odiamo o matal de ko abamol inspire le kendege. Yo ani ndiam la to malube. So speaker ko la fanang molbe poetry performance fana soto la final o nyinto jele because this is arts, so we want to inculcate them. We also have SLA choir. Come it will be nala ne it will call live performance like it's a choir yal ne kany traditional denki lol latay so wo be mu preparation di mialom ba ke kan pour isaje final o nying ay kenyan tawti.
All right, thank you very much, and we wish you good luck ahead of the final. Thank you SG, and thank you PRO for coming. It was a pleasure having you here to discuss about your upcoming final. Just to remind the viewers, the national storytelling finals is on the 20th of June. Finally at the Alliance Francis, by the way, you heard from them, and we wish them well. Su ko defee loolu am solo jox gars yi dig daje bi suba incha allah.
waaw ñaanal leen rek gars yi seen programme bi gars yi am si succès. kon dama gëm ni. dama doon ndaw bi farlu ndaw bi yëngatu pour réew mu jëm kanam. donc nag nu mu mënta demee ñii ëllëg réew mi si ñii lay
Absolutely.
it's very good ñuy prépare ndaw dafa am solo bon nag réew yi ñuy dëkkee dañ koy jaaxaane ndaw su xam ne ëllëg moo war a yore fii la bu la war a téye kooku da nga ko war a defar gis tubaab bi buñ daal ko thank you very much man ñu ngi leen a encourage bu baax a baax bon am ngeen good leader am ngeen good exemple Modou Lamine Sow ñu ko ñaanal moom tam fan bi ndaw la koo xam ne bëgg nañ ñu am doosi na Modou Lamine Sow in this country and we will see the country go forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you Monyang, thank you ma'am, and of course thank you to our guest again, Ansu Jata PRO, and of course Keba S. Juar, the Secretary General of the Young Writers Association, where I guest today we were talking about the upcoming finals slated for the 28th of June 2022 at the Alliance Francaise. Make it a date, please be there, and of course you have fun. You would you will definitely have a good time. I'll assure you. I watched the semi-final. It was so much wonderful.